All right, family. Peace to the gods and goddesses, Planet Kai. All right. So I want to start before we get on into the lecture. It's imperative that we open it up with the right spiritual energy. So first, let me start by sending nothing but peace and insight to all my elders, those in university, 65 and older. I respect you. I appreciate you deeply, and we all doing the university. I want to send the deepest of insight to my peers, those in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Sending you nothing but the deepest of insight. We appreciate you. And definitely sending nothing but the deepest of insight and supreme peace to all the blue crystal babies. So once again, I'm sending y'all peace. Peace means positive energy always creates elevation. And that's what we're doing. We're elevating as a whole. To all the high vibration human beings that tune in from all over the world to watch the YouTube videos, they hit me up asking me questions and stuff like that. Appreciate you too for being able to really take in the information and, not getting your feelings. You feel me? All right. So look, I told you, if you smoke, roll up, you're gonna need it. If you don't, stay sober. Meditation and smoking, damn near like the same thing. It's all how you flip it. You feel me? All right, so we talk about the 33rd parallel today. All right, so many of you might have or may have not heard of the 33rd parallel. But if you haven't heard of the 33rd parallel, after this live lecture, I want you to do your own research and just see what you come up, what comes up when you Google it, when you research it on your own. Definitely after hearing this lecture, because you're going to be able to see how much information they keep away from us as a whole. All right. So I have the map pulled up as well. All right, because I wrote some notes down that I want to go over. I had some points that I didn't want to miss. All right, so to fully understand what the 33rd parallel is, the first thing one must understand is that to fully understand what the 33rd parallel is, you have to first come to the realization that the planet is alive. Okay, so yes, the planet is alive. That's some funky right here in this. Brought to you by Runts. So yeah, the planet is alive. Okay? So when I say alive, I mean alive like me and you are alive. The same way you breathe and you exhale, you inhale and exhale. So does the planet. The same way, or we call her Kai. The same way that you have a heartbeat. So does the planet. All right? Nature is alive. In fact, nature is more alive than you and I, okay? And the only reason that you don't see the activity from nature and the trees and things like that is because all of your trees are frozen in a time spell. Like I've always taught in many lectures before, the trees anciently used to sing out frequencies, okay? And they still do if you listen close enough. All plant life sings out frequencies, okay? Now, most of us, because we were vibrating at a lower vibration, and they had completely severed our connection with nature, you wasn't aware of that. Okay, the most you might have heard was the chirping from crickets, right? Most of us wasn't even aware about the bees, all right? And the reason why you hear the zzz, that's a vibration, and they are only attracted to what's vibrating high. That's all a part of nature and the planet being alive. The bees vibrate at a frequency of 550 hertz. This is why I say it's imperative that we learn about hertz and really what they are in vibration, okay? The law of vibration is a very real thing, all right? It's a real thing, all right? So the planet is alive. Nature is alive, okay? And the planet has a heartbeat. So when you're talking about meditation, if you want to know why meditation works, have you ever meditated and then you just feel better? Even if you just sit there for a little while, you feel better. There's no way you can meditate and not feel better. It's not going to happen, all right? Unless you go into meditation expecting something crazy. But if you just go into meditation and just sit there and be at peace, meditation is more about sitting still and letting everything go. Because when your eyes open, you being affected with this light cold lockdown. That's what light cold lockdown is. You are an electrical being. You are a spirit and a soul. Remember that. You are a spirit and a soul at your core. That's electricity and magnetism. The soul is magnetism. The spirit is electricity. I know you hear it, but do you understand what I'm saying to you? You know? We can hear shit all the time. Do you understand what you're hearing? Because remember, just because you do, don't mean the other 3,000 people on here is. We all resonate on different frequencies. We all at different parts of our journey. All right? We all on different parts of our journey. But we live in a magnetic realm. All right? This is why magic works. Because we are magnets. The planet itself has an electromagnetic frequency around it. And so does yourself. You have an electromagnetic frequency around your avatar that they call an aura. But we just not finding out about that. What they don't tell you is that the planet, how alive she is. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you that. Because if they told you that, you would be against them cutting trees down. Even the trees that we see that we think are trees, like I've always told you, those are 30mm bushes. This whole live is about nature right now because we talk about the 33rd parallel. And for you to understand the 33rd parallel and why is it such a strong energy source, you have to understand that the planet is alive, that the parallels are veins. Just like you have veins, the planet, she has veins. I repeat, just like you and I have veins in our avatar, the planet, Kai, she has veins in her avatar. All right? In her veins, they call them parallels or ley lines. All right? They call them parallels and they call them ley lines. All right? But they don't really talk about it like that. You know, ley lines, because it's a metaphysical thing, they'll write it off as a conspiracy theory. Anything that these oppressors, that the oppressors cannot prove or understand that's beyond their own comprehension, they'll just write it off and call it a conspiracy theory. Or if they know about it and they don't want you to access it, they'll call it a conspiracy theory. Or if anybody that's aware of the esoteric information, because they'll get the information and hide it from the public. But they know that they can't stop you from going within and accessing the Akashic records that are inside of you. So if you do raise your frequency enough to a high enough level to go within yourself and access these Akashic records, they'll write you off as a conspiracy theorist. I mean, America with 3 Ks has a whole bunch of titles for free thinkers. All right, individuals that are very, very tapped in with the frequencies of the planet around here. They have a lot of names for us. All right. Sometimes they call us healers. Sometimes they call us clairvoyants. Sometimes they call us crazy. Sometimes they call us the chosen ones. Sometimes they call us awoken ones. Sometimes they call us conspiracy theorists. Sometimes they call us an occult. Sometimes they call us witches and warlocks when really that's them. I mean, they got a lot of different slick terminology to hide the fact that the planet is alive from you. I mean, remember, they consider this voodoo right here, y'all, because it's a black god sitting right here in a meditative position. It's a statue of a black god. But if it was Jesus sitting like that, shit, everybody love a nigga, wouldn't it? You see the priming. That's the priming I was talking about. This how they prime your ass. You see? Autobots. And what was the leader of the Autobot name? Optimus what? Prime. Now, what's priming? Priming is when they put a bunch of visuals and audio and messages around you, but they do it subliminally. So you're not aware of it. But the whole time it stays on your conscious. They prime your subconscious. And your subconscious is your soul. Your subconscious tells your conscious what to do. You see? They've been priming you your whole life for this moment. They've been priming us. So that when we rise again, we start doubting it. You know? The form of priming you. They needed complete control. So they had to sever our connection to nature. All right? They had to sever our connection to nature. And why did they have to do that? Because she is alive. She is alive. So if she is alive, that means that she can speak and talk like you. And if they came to your planet and landed on your planet in their year of 1492, hijacked the planet, causing you and your species to fall in frequency, completely severed our connection with nature by killing the animals, killing the insects, and attacking the plant life, all right? To corrupt the chloroplast files that we had in sync between us and the plant life and nature. Because no plant life can grow without Kai. So when you talk about the plant life, you talk about nature and flowers and vines and all of that and minerals and soil, you're talking about Kai. We talk about Kai today. Peace to her. You know, she get treated like she's not even here. Like she's just some nigga come outside, walk all on her back. Motherfucker come outside, talk all type of shit. Don't show no love or respect to her. Motherfuckers just get up and use her for resources, just like these oppressors, because that's how they trained you to do. They primed you to think that the planet is not alive. So when they go around and they make their construction companies and they excavating up the soil, you don't see nothing wrong with it. You ever wonder why, like, the soil on top of under the grass is like, it's like a palish black. But then when you dig under the soil, it's this beautiful black. Like you could tell fresh soil from like, you know the difference. When you try to plant something, the soil be kind of pale on top where the grass is growing compared to the soil that's inside the core of the planet. Why is that? You see? When you going inside of her, that's no different than somebody taking a knife and going inside of you. And going digging inside of your guts and digging out plugs out of your body. It's the same thing. And what's going to happen? That real fresh tender meat is red and white. That white meat they talk about. We got cut so bad they got stabbed to the white meat, right? That tender side, the tenderness of the flesh. Yeah. The planet she has that too. Right? She has that too. When you go inside the soil, you're going inside, you're not just going inside, you're not just digging up some dirt. All right? You can't look at it like that. All right? You're asking the planet to give you a part of herself. She has to sacrifice a piece of her body for you to grow your fruit, for you to grow your vegetation. This is why we always had that connection and communion and camaraderie with nature, because we understood that anciently. You know, we came down to this planet to help the planet rise in frequency, to build her up. We didn't come down here to destroy Kai. We didn't come down here to neglect Kai. We didn't come down here to manipulate the energy of Kai, neither. We didn't come down here to do none of that. And originally when we landed, we did not do that. Our ancestors did not live like that. Right? Like I say, when you got to take a piss, you won't even give your urine back to the soil, but you're supposed to. When it's time for you to urinate, did you know you're supposed to urinate outside? You're supposed to do that outside and give that back to nature, because most of your urine and your feces is coming from what? The things that you put in your body. So most of the things you put in your body grows from nature. Even the shit that they're tampering with. Even when they doing the clone meat, when they cloning the chickens and they cloning and feeding you rats and telling you it's chicken. When they feeding you clone turkey, clone this, clone that, they're still using ingredients from nature in their laboratories, because they're not making their own ingredients from scratch. They're just using their ingredients in a negative way to put a negative intent into what they're giving you with an intent to hurt us and to hurt us, right? The protectors of the planet. You see, it all correlates together. But you have points on the planet that are stronger than others. You have points on the planet where energy flows differently. All right? And the oppressors are well aware of this flow of energy. They are aware of it. But they have to hide it from the public so that only they have access to it. Remember, it always was and always will be more of us than them. So the things they use to corrupt the connection is division. division, secrecy, and misinformation. If the oppressors can keep you outside of yourself by severing your tie to nature, making you feel like you have no obligation to cultivate the land or nurture nature or work side by side with her, then guess what? They won the war. And this is what they have been doing forever, severing our connection from nature. The 33rd parallel is the most powerful, energetic, if you want to call it a ley line, on the realm. All right? It's the most powerful one. And when you look up ley lines, they don't tell you the truth about ley lines. They make you think that ley lines run straight across. If you look at the screenshot that I put up of the 33rd parallel, I used it as the thumbnail for this lecture today. Notice that line runs clean across from LA to Atlanta. That's cool. But the thing about, even in that picture, they still lying to you about the way energy flows around the planet. The planet, because she's alive, she has endless amount of veins, just like you and I. Think about the way veins flow through your body. You have veins flowing all through your body. Some veins got little mini veins that dip off and go different ways. And it's the same thing with the veins of the planet. So let's stop calling them parallels. Let's call them what they are. The veins of the planet, because she's a living, breathing entity. The planet is the physical body of Kai. She has spirit and soul just like you and I. Just like this avatar is just your physical avatar, but you are the spirit and soul inside controlling the avatar. It's the same thing with the planet, with the soil that you walk on. That's just the physical body. She has spirit and soul. All right? You can connect with her. You can communicate with her. She is alive. This is why they go out their way to destroy her. If she was dead, they wouldn't be trying to, you can't kill what's already dead, right? So when you see them building new cities, when you see them building new buildings, that's all a part of killing the planet. Every time they build the playground, every time they build the business, every time they build the arena, a school, a jail, anything that involves having to use trailer tractors and machines to cut into her body and dig her body up and throw her all over the place, which they call dirt. Anything that involves that is killing her, along with the machines they're using as poisoning the levels of the air. All right? All of that's a part of destroying nature. All of it. You got to see it for what it is, because that's exactly what they're doing. You think how many times in your city have you motherfucking rolled around and you will see them they'll start a construction site, right? On the north side. They'd have towed the whole street up. Towed the whole motherfucking street up. And then leave it like that. They don't even finish it. It just be little construction, little bars around. And then you go to another side of the city, they tearing some more shit up. You go somewhere else in your city, they building new homes, and you think like, oh, they building new stuff because we need it. That's not what they doing. They literally tearing up the planet. Literally. And you have to see it for what the fuck it is. Understanding that the planet is alive and understanding your connection to nature. So every time they build some new shit where they got to go up under her and flip the dirt and all of that, poison in the soil, they poisoning you. We have a direct genetic link with the planet. It's called chloroplast. I see people drinking chlorophyll, motherfuckers eating leaves, but don't even understand why chlorophyll works. Don't even understand why it's so powerful for us, because we have a direct connection to the planet. We have a direct connection to the planet. You are a plant. You are a plant. You created the plants. You created the planet. And Source created the spirit and soul of Kai. The same Source that created our spirits and souls. So if you look at your genetics, if you have carbon in your skin, and who are the carbonated beings? Your so-called Black and Latino people. This is the shit that make us gods. Why we are Anunnaki gods and goddesses. We just can't throw the title around. All right? We don't have DNA. We don't have DNA. Human beings, you all have DNA. Who are the human beings? Caucasians, Asians, Mexicans, Dravidians, and Arabs. Those are your human beings, races. All right. And it get deeper than that because you got some Asians, what they call Asians that are not Asians, they still the gods and goddesses like Vietnamese and your Filipinos and Laos, but that's a whole nother lecture. All right, let's just stay on the basics right now. Same thing with the Mexicans. You got Mexican lineages that are, they the gods, but they hidden as Mexicans. That's why you go to Mexico and you'll see some Mexicans darker than me, right? But it get deeper. It get deep. So that's a whole nother lecture. But let's stay focused. Your main human being races, all right? Caucasians, Asians, Mexicans, Dravidians, Arabs, all come from Nern in the sixth universe. Okay? Your God races, all the nations that are considered blacks or Africans or African Americans or Jamaicans, and all your Latino nations. Those are all your gods and goddesses, right? Now, if you look at our genetics and you look at the genetics of the human beings, you will see two different things. Like I say, you look at our genetics, we have DEA, deoxyetheric acid. We don't have DNA, all right? We have 9 series of what you call DEA strands. Whereas human beings, you only have 6 series, all right? We have RNA. Human beings, you don't have any RNA. We also have chloroplasts. All right? Chloroplast is the same thing that plants have. Chloroplast is the DNA of plants. Okay? Who do you think named it a planet? We did. We called it a planet. It's like a double entendre. A planet because it was plant-based. This is why when they first came here, they had to cut so many trees down and destroy nature. It was plant-based. All right? Because we are plants. All right? So this is why it's called a planet. All right? On top of that, the T used to represent Tiamat. Because Tiamat is one of the ancient names of Kai. Right? Before we called her planet Kai or Kai, we were saying Tiamat, then Kai. Well, really Kai first and then Tiamat. Because this is the planet of the Anunnaki. Right? This was our second home to our headquarter planet, Sirius X. Of all your black and Latino people that you see walking around here today, and all your African lineages and all of that shit. All right? This is our esoteric connection. This is why it's even called a planet. All right? This is why the oppressors, when they started to take over our planet, when they started creating their factories, because they don't create anything because they are soulless beings. All right? And in order to be creative, you need a soul. That's a metaphysical thing. Without a soul, you will lack creativity. You will lack harmony and rhythm. This is why the food be bland. And this is why y'all ass can't catch the beat of music. Those are just 2 little things. This is why you're not as athletic as us. Facts. And we go deeper and deeper and deeper. All right? But everything that the oppressors did, they mocked what we did. They didn't create nothing new. We fell in frequency, and then they remade the same shit we had going on, but they used a negative intent for it. So we had a planet, all right? Plant-based, everything. We have a genetic connection to the plants. We are one with the plants. It's called chloroplast. It's a genetic. It's one of our genes. This is why everybody that's into herbalistic healing, anybody that's into herbalistic healing knows what chlorophyll, how healthy chlorophyll is for you. But why is chlorophyll so good for you? You might not know that though. It's because you have chloroplast in you. You are a motherfucking plant. Right? We don't need food. I did a whole lecture on food last year on Facebook. Broke it down about the father and the etymology of the words. Food is what you give to cattle. We are looked at as cattle, so they feed us food. Or the original Greek term for it was fodder, F-O-D-D-E-R, fodder. Look it up. All right? Before it was food, it was fodder. But if you look at it, it's something that you give to cattle or chattel, which is how the oppressors view us. We never ate that way. We only ate from the light of the sun because we are electricity and energy. We only need energy. Meat slows us down. It clogs us up. So we ate the energy from the sun's rays, the photon energy, and the water from the aquatic realms. Fruits and vegetables were appetizers for us. Nuts, fruits, and vegetables, that was like dessert. That was dessert. Our main ingredient, energy from the sun and natural aquafina water, the natural water, how it used to be organically. This is why our locks grow out like this. Because we are plants. How do plants eat? They eat through a process called photosynthesis. And they eat through receiving the sun's light and water. Same way we do. The more sunlight hits your crown chakra, the longer your locks get, the stronger they get, the more they grow. The antennas get the... A lot of people ask me, how your locks grow out so fast? Because I'm on the 33rd parallel in Atlanta, Georgia, out here getting all this motherfucking photon energy, meditating for hours in the goddamn sun. That's how my locks grew out so fast. They still growing like that, right? Because we are plants. So I'm connecting us to the planet right now, so you can understand why the 33rd parallel is so powerful and why they hid it from you. We are plants. We are plants. Or should I say plants are us? Look at the roots of a tree, or the 30mm bushes, but we can call them today's trees. Of today's trees. It's memes running around, floating all over the internet showing you that. The same roots, the same way the roots of the tree stretches out in the soil, it's the same way the motherfucking veins in your heart stretches out. Look the same exact way. Why is that? That's a cosmic thing that we set up that could never be erased. The same way your heart, the veins of your heart look, go look at the roots of a tree. Same pattern. Why is that? We don't make mistakes. We don't make mistakes at all. You could cut any tree down on the planet. That 30mm bush or today's tree is going to have its own pattern in the wood. When you cut the tree down, it's going to have a rings, right? And I remember them teaching us in school, you know, which is their programming centers, that when you cut a tree down, if you want to know how old the tree is, look at the number of rings on the tree stump. Remember that, y'all? Those of us who paid attention in school. Because I paid attention to that shit. I used to love science. It was one of my favorite subjects in school, y'all. Science. Y'all remember that? Because I do. They told you, if you want to know how old a tree is, look at the number of rings. It tells you how old the tree is. But that was a lie. The rings on the tree stump has nothing to do with the age of the goddamn tree. Those same rings that's found on a tree stump, if you cut a tree down, you will find that same pattern is in your scalp. That same pattern is also in your fingerprint too. You look close enough. Why is that? if you are not the trees and the trees are not you. That's a birthmark right there. Put there to help you remember your divine connection to nature. And that when the time comes, as we begin to rise in frequency, we can point these things out like we can right now. Crown on my scalp got the same design that the fucking tree stump got. Fingerprint do too. You go deeper, the galaxies in the solar system got the same design as your fingerprint too. Damn, my heart got the same. Why the veins in my heart look like the tree roots in the ground? So this is the divine connection I was telling you about to nature. And the planet pumps out energy. She pushes out all this quantum energy at all times. Like now that the portals are open, they've been open the last 2 years. All the celestial energy flowing through the plasma energies, golden energies, right? But did you know this whole time, all this quantum energy that we needed to rise was already right here in the planet? The whole time. We just not talking about this in 2022. This shit was here the whole time. But after Abraham Lincoln, remember y'all, we was never enslaved. Some of us got caught and we would become slaves. But 99% of us, we was free. We was warring. I told you, they couldn't take us. All them wars was us versus them. The Mexican-American War, the American Revolutionary War, the Civil War. All that was us warring against them, and they hid it because they didn't want us to know how strong we are as black people, as Latino people. You see what I'm saying? They don't want you to know that. I talked about this in the past lecture. They didn't want you to know none of that. All these wars was us versus them. Fucking them up. They can't tell you that we was in the Civil War fucking them up because they be like, damn, we could fuck them up. They got to make you think that they always got all the power. Every story with us always ends with us losing to them. All our heroes got gunned down by them. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. Anybody ever came and tried to speak up and did make us say they got. So what narrative has been painted for us to keep us in fear? That we gonna lose when we go against them. Meanwhile, they done hid all this history of us winning these wars against them, fighting against them. They don't talk about the Haitian Revolution. They don't talk about Queen Anne. They don't talk about all that type of stuff because now they have to start talking about energy, ancestral energy, magic, voodoo, hoodoo, conjure work, quantum energies, the ley lines, the parallels of the planet. Because you want to know how the fuck we was doing this, they're going to have to talk about the energy that's in the actual planet. This where the fuck they get their energy from. I keep telling you, ain't no satellites in the sky, nigga. You drive to the wrong motherfucking section on any part of the land, you're going to lose service. Satellites in the sky, you would never lose service. Right? All your energy coming from your telephone poles. But what? That's in the ground. But where the fuck is the telephone pole getting the energy from? It's all inside the planet. Right now, nigga. Why y'all think our lights up? Where did that energy coming from? Inside the planet. You gotta know that. You gotta know that. ComEd, Georgia Power, they charging us for energy that they are getting out of us. Y'all don't hear me. Let me stand the fuck up so they can hear me in the back of class today. They are charging us for energy that they are getting out of us. Not just us participating in their matrix, but literally they getting it out the earth and we are the earth. They getting it out of nature, and we are nature. That's another reason why it's been so hard for us to rise against them. It takes energy to do that. And one of our main energy sources, they get us detached from it. It's rubber on the bottom of every fucking shoe or slipper. You hear me? In the back of class, do you hear me? It's rubber. You can't even connect it to it. They don't even want you connecting into it with your feet. Fuck the fact we can take the motherfucking slipper off. Think about why the fuck would they put rubber in the slipper, and we are electricity, and rubber constricts electricity. So constrict means rubber stops us. It stops us. We need our electricity to flow. Cloth, clothes, all that to keep us from connecting into that energy. You don't hear me though. All the energy coming from in the motherfucking planet. You don't hear me though. They don't like this. You see this? They don't like these. No, they don't. It's wood. What's in wood? What do wood do to the planet? They don't want you fucking with no wood. That's another reason why they like the little 30mm bushes that's still left standing around. That's why they like cutting them down. Because they already knocked our big trees down. They call them mountains today. So you would think, why they still fuck with the little ones? And they say because they need to get wood. Wood for what? Nigga, ain't none of the houses made out of wood. You ever thought about that? Ain't none of the motherfucking houses made out of wood. Fuck y'all need to be knocking these trees down for. You thought paper came from wood too, did you? The money, it don't come from wood. That's chemicals they use for that. Remember they told you the paper is coming from trees? Another lie. Nigga, what color is the tree bark? You think, and what color is the paper that you write on? I mean, I know they told us that. They taught us that the paper that we used to write on, loose leaf, that came from trees. So that's why they gotta knock trees down. And that the money that we use, that come from trees too. It's another reason they use the wood. Lies. The tree bark ain't green. And it damn sure ain't white. So why is the loose leaf white? And why is the money green if it's coming from trees? You think they dyed it, huh? You think they dyed it, huh? You think they dyed it. They dyed it. They didn't dye shit. The paper that they using to make money is the same paper they used to make regular paper with. It's the same paper they used to make paper mache with. All right? That's all manufactured. It's not organic. They getting all the wood, though. They taking all the wood, though. Why, though? What they know about the wood that you don't know? They got them out here knocking all these motherfucking trees down because ain't no motherfucking houses made out of no wood around this bitch, nigga. And all the big buildings ain't made out of wood neither. Make it make sense. Fuck them old pictures y'all showed us of wooden cabins. We talking about why y'all been knocking them down the last 60 years, nigga. See what I'm saying? You an electrical being. They don't want you around no wood. They don't even want you in the woods. It's against the law. You can't just go in the woods, nigga. You can. But let it get dark and the state trooper see you. I bet he get on you. Pull your car over in the middle of the road and just get out, go in the woods and see what happens. And when you go in the woods, you gonna go so far, you gonna start seeing signs on trees, nigga. Do not go here. Do not go there. Government property. Like in the woods, nigga. Ain't nothing out here. Fuck you mean? Why is the sign on the tree say, take another 100 feet, we will shoot? Fuck you mean? For real, for real. You know what you gotta think? You gotta think. Ain't nobody even out here. Why you don't want us out here? And what is you doing with all these goddamn, with all the wood from these motherfucking trees? Matter of fact, what happened to all the wood from all the big ass trees that y'all was cutting down in California, the big ass red oaks? What y'all do with all this wood now? Where is the wood going? Because we damn sure ain't using it now. We electrical beings. The power and the energy is in the planet, man. You can't be around no wood like that. Even in your inner cities, the only thing wooden on the goddamn street is the motherfucking telephone pole. And it's connected to what? An electrical line. An electrical line. You think wood ain't powerful to electricity? It's the balance for electricity to reach its most powerful state. No different than this table. It's the balance for all these items to sit right here. Without this table sitting right here, based on density, these items, it's not going to sit right here. They're going to fall to a lower state to where it's some more matter. Unless the energy is being manipulated, which will be a form of magic, then that we talk about no energy manipulation. It's going to go to the next state. So notice how with your telephone poles, right? It's always going to be connected to a wooden piece. Them telephone poles is made out of wood, and they go way up, and they got the little power lines that go out. You ain't thinking nothing of it. You riding every day. Riding past, niggas cycling past, niggas. Shorties cycling past. You know when a motherfucker be riding fast, they hit you with that little side stance, motherfucker come shorties, they keep going on you. You feel me? Facts. Stand up, hit you with the leg, yeah. You cycling past it, short, the Blue Crystal baby cycling past it, we driving past it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers shooting at each other past it. Motherfuckers, you got strippers selling pussy walking past it. She ain't thought about it either. She been out there all day. The prostitutes, I ain't knocking y'all hustle, cause shit, it was hard out here. It's hard out here, nigga. I don't knock the hustle, but what I'm saying though, the street walkers ain't never even thought about that. The prostitute, she been out there all motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying? She ain't seen it. Is she walking on feet all day? So you know niggas driving past ain't thought nothing of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? She all day, she flagging the shit down. She didn't stop one time at the pole, caught her, jump. She didn't belt in with a nigga in front of it. She ain't thought nothing about it. She didn't. You feel me? She just walked 100 squares in front of that motherfucker. She still ain't looked back like, damn, why the fuck? It's the wood. You know what I'm saying? We don't be looking at shit like that because we have been primed. We've been primed. We've been primed to not see that, to not even ask that question. You see? To not even think. But I'm using the telephone pole for a direct example of what wood does to electricity. You ain't got to be no side. That's me breaking it down in lamest terms for you. I can use a bunch of big words and lose you, but then I would be in the news. That's what they do. You know, take out them big ass words to fuck you up. You could have said a simpler word in there, but you want to fuck a nigga shit up, so you want to use all these other words that you know motherfuckers don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what they do. We don't do that in here. We can go there, but I like to keep it at a way where even if you know, you gonna catch it, and if you don't know, you catching it. Everybody need to catch it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm trying to turn everybody to Randy Moss right now. You feel me? This shit is deep. You feel me? You gotta know what you is. You gotta know what you living in. And I ain't even got to the Mac. We ain't even got to the MacBook yet. You know what I'm saying? It told y'all it's one of them. It's one of them nights. You hear me? It's one of them nights, like, because we gotta get in there. We gotta listen. The 33rd parallel, bro. They hiding all the. That's the main energy line they using for their internet. Internet runs off the 33rd parallel. I don't think y'all hear me. Oh yeah, we gonna get deep. They got you thinking the 33rd parallel just one straight line. So if you do find out about it, that's if you do find out about it. Because looking for it through they shit, they gonna say you crazy. Then they gonna say they ley lines. And then they gonna say parallels, but then they gonna say longitude, latitude. You ain't told niggas nothing. Longitude, latitude. You see what I'm saying? Now, white America, y'all might know. You know. But see, why we don't know? This our shit. See what I'm saying, y'all? My people. Y'all see what I'm trying to show you? You will hear longitude, latitude, and if you got carbon in your skin, you don't know what the fuck that is. You damn don't know. We're like longitude, latitude. I've heard it. I'm familiar with it. I heard it in school, but from a scientific perspective, most of us don't think scientifically. They primed us from that. That's what entertainment is for. They primed us away from that. You know what I'm saying? They painted a whole different picture, so you don't even want to look at shit from. You don't even want to get under there like that. You know what I'm saying? You be like, you walk away. Now you gotta get under there sometimes. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta peep it. You gotta peep it because it's in not really understanding that you are electricity. You forgetting that. You hearing that. You hear it. And it sound good too. It might even feel good. But you're not understanding it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get in there. You feel me? You gotta, like you're bowling, you hear me? You gotta one knee. You gotta let that knee, you gotta, you be back here, you gotta take that step and you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta come with it here and get under there. You feel me? I'm trying to tell you. Because you hearing it. You're hearing it. And you feel like you getting it. But then you're going to email me tomorrow. And I'm going to be like, see what I'm saying? You wasn't getting it. You know what I'm saying? Listen. We going to rubber on the bottom of every shoe. Nigga. Every shoe. Not some. Every shoe. Oh, and if it don't get rubber, you feel me? It's going to be some joints with cotton. If you going soft toe in it, what you going? We going hard toe or soft toe? You see what I'm saying? We going steel toe or soft toe? If we talk about on the shoe side around the crib, this like steel toe in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's like steel toe. We going, you know the slide. But you know the soft toe is like, you know, you can get them little slippers, they be, and what they gonna be? Cotton. And what does cotton do to electricity? What does cotton do to electricity? The same thing cloth do, because cloth is made out of what? Cotton. Cloth, your clothes is made mostly out of cotton. All right? If you understand that, then you can understand why they even had us picking cotton when niggas did get caught. They could have had you doing anything else. No, for real. You gotta see it. It's all based around this 33rd parallel. You don't, nigga, You gotta get in here with me. You gotta fly with me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fly with me. I'm breaking all this down before I even start showing you points and cities and naming niggas that done got killed on the 33rd. You gotta, one step at a time. You feel me? We gonna get there though. We gonna get there though. Oh no, we getting there. See what I'm saying? We getting there tonight. They got me fucked up. We getting there. You feel me? For real. We getting there. Even where you work your job. All these businesses, main businesses, share a connection in some sort of way with this 33rd parallel, man. I'm talking about where they headquartered at, or where they offices at, or where they do their little meetings at. Each location, 33rd parallel activity, man. Everything. But if you don't grasp this whole concept before we even get to that point that you electricity and why they even doing it, that's what I'm trying to say. Why the fuck? This is the whole reason they had when gods would get caught and enslaved. This the whole reason they had niggas picking cotton. You feel me? You could have did anything else. You won't understand how wicked the energy play is to control the energy, right? It's all energy. It's nothing else. It's literally nothing else. It's all energy. Understand what you electricity. Understand what they placed around you. Plastic cup, plastic, glass, cloth, rubber. All of that shit stops the flow of electricity. This is what I'm trying to show you. Oh, now you know why it's illegal to be naked walking around this motherfucker. And you've been primed to think that if a motherfucker did walk down the street naked, we've been primed like this. Well, we seen a motherfucker walking down the street naked, we'd be like, that's indecent exposure. And we would think that individual was crazy. Because he don't have the cloth on. They made it illegal not to wear the cloth. See the bigger picture. It's illegal. Okay? Not to wear the cloth. You don't hear me. It's illegal not to wear the cloth. The cloth that's constricting your electricity. You got a t-shirt, we got socks, we got pants, we got hoodies, we got suits, we got everything. Like, and that's the law. All of this to keep you away from the energy of this 33rd parallel. Whew. And to think, like, damn, okay, we know you had certain ones of us that would get caught. They was being enslaved, and you taught us that they was picking cotton. That's one of the main things y'all taught. They had to stack up all this cotton, sun up to sun down. And we used to be thinking like, damn, that's fucked up. They had to pick cotton, which it was. But then it's like, when you find out that it was an actual method to the madness, though. It wasn't just enslaving those that was caught. It was killing the energy, the electricity. This is a war. It's been a war the whole time. That show you how real the war is. You know what I'm saying? You God, we shifting back now. We these beings of light. This is why they did everything around you so that you don't believe it now. You're like, nigga, I don't believe I'm strong as the Hulk. The Hulk can't be about us. Why we ain't that strong now? I don't believe I'm strong as Superman. Superman wasn't about us. Why we ain't flying now? Because you don't understand electricity, and then if you don't understand that everything around you has been placed around you to stop you from using that electricity or tapping into the energy That's a huge part of you. Nature is a big part of our energy, y'all. We not separate from nature. We one with nature. So if they killing nature, what then they did to us? Along with killing that severance. That's half of your connection gone right there. That's half of your connection gone right there. Had them picking cotton for that reason. Keep this cotton on them. Some will pick it till their fingers bleed. That's even better. Because what is the blood? Let me do you one deeper. Did you know? Hold on, let me do you one deeper. We gonna get to this. I bet you probably thought, just like the motherfucking pig. Look, you really think every animal on the planet and every plant on the planet is natural? You don't understand what they've done to us. But don't even worry about it. We gonna talk about it tonight. So I see what you think this is. You think this shit a game. You probably think every animal natural too that's on the planet, don't you? That you don't believe they've created certain animals? Every animal here ain't natural. Every plant ain't natural. The pig is not a natural animal. Neither is the rat. Or the mosquito is not a natural insect. Neither is the maggot, the fleas, bed bugs, roaches, none of that. Let me do you one deeper. The cotton, the little cotton bushes, where they made us pick the cotton at, those not natural plants neither. They put them there as well. Do you think we will place anything on the planet that will constrict us? If cotton hurts our electricity, do you think we had it on the planet naturally? No, we didn't. Cotton is not even a natural thing. But they'll have you thinking, oh, cotton growing from the natural cotton bushes. But the cotton bushes are not natural. Just like those aren't mountaintops. Those are tree stumps. Just like those aren't our real trees. Those are really our bushes we're looking at today. Just like America is really ancient Egypt. Just like you can walk to Africa from America too, through the Grand Canyon. Just like rainbows and stargates. You see what I'm saying? Just like we have an ancestor named Ocean that's breaking free from this energetic force field trap that they have with him with these two pyramids that they used from ancient Atlantis, right? From our capital of ancient Atlantis, which is present-day Georgia and all the Bermuda Triangle in Florida. See what I'm saying? Told you that too. Now they want to roll out articles. Somebody tagged me in it on Instagram. Now they coming out with articles talking about it's two pyramids under the scientists have discovered two pyramids. Y'all ain't discovered shit. Y'all said in one of these motherfucking Rashad Jamal lectures and y'all flew over that bitch with some sonar technology. Like, oh damn. Shit, we didn't even know that. Cause see, some shit I be telling y'all, they don't even know. They don't even be knowing. They don't like on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? And they always show their hand months later. You'll see them come out with some shit. Scientists have discovered, and you can go on my channel and look this shit up. The whole movie Soul came out, no lie. The movie Soul, you're not gonna tell me that the fucking director didn't watch a lecture and then make the movie. I had a lecture about the Soul way before they came out with that movie. And they literally put the movie out and it basically showed them everything I was saying. They kind of flipped little things around, but the whole narrative, no. You see what I'm saying? These cotton trees, these pigs, these rats, these roaches, a lot of these things around you wasn't always here. And what you'll realize the deeper we get into it is like, you'll see that like, most of it was put here to attack your energy. How do roaches make you feel? We can't stand them motherfuckers. And I grew up and had roaches in the house before. You feel me? Like, I had homies who had roaches. Like, I'm from the hood, man. Now, if you ain't grew up and you ain't had no roaches, shit, you lived it. Shout out to you. I wouldn't wish it on nobody. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't wish it on nobody. But I've been in a house. I've experienced living with roaches before. I've experienced living with bed bugs before. I've experienced living with roaches and bed bugs at the same motherfucking time before. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't always like blessed like I'm blessed now because I'm walking in my divinity, doing what I'm supposed to do to help our planet. And by me focusing on that, the universe gonna make sure I'm good. But just keeping it real, like I didn't experience that type of shit, right? And I know how it made me feel. Now, some of y'all, like I said, you might not have ever experienced roaches. I know people that never experienced roaches, though, in the crib. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. You feel me? It was real, though, with me, you know what I'm saying, growing up. Shit, we ain't have it like that, you know what I'm saying? We had roaches. We had rats running around the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? You know, typical slums of the social engineering that they do in every city. Not just me, everywhere. They did it to people everywhere. All right? This is why black people like to say, your hood ain't no tougher than mine. But that's a real deeper esoteric fact. No, ain't none of our hood no tougher than nobody because they've all put us in the motherfucking hood. They set the same social engineering up in Chicago that they set up in motherfucking a small town in Texas. You feel me? You go to any town, any city, it's going to be a form of projects to this day. You're going to just know it because you can go to the smallest town and you're going to know when you in the part that's the hood with the black people, it's going to look completely different. You know what I'm saying? Shit get to looking ran down. You know what I'm saying? Immediately, you just see a difference like, damn. And like, I travel a lot. So if you travel a lot, you really see it more like, damn, this is how we grew up. Damn, these bitches. That's why I say, we got to think about what we was taught about our goddamn self. You see what I'm saying? And you got to compare that to what we know about ourselves right now. You know, you got motherfuckers that'll sit back like and don't think about that. You gotta remember, we know we gods and goddesses now. We sitting here right now talking about all this shit like, damn, for real? Okay, but fuck let's not even talk about what we know right now. Let's remember that time when we didn't remember who we were, and how because we gotta speak about us like this. They ain't gonna speak about us like this. They'll never give us that. Never. Nigga, they put it on a group of random aliens. Quick, we can't figure out how the pyramids got here, or, you know, we'll just show them the pyramids, but, because they don't even want to show you everything. They show you the pyramids and leave you there and be like, well, we don't know how the pyramids got here, and we can't really fully explain it, not even in our fucking language to them to make it make sense, because we know they are highly intelligent, sophisticated beings of light. Neuromelanated beings, 93 beings, so we can't just do that. But we've lied enough. We'll just say some aliens landed and, like, for real, go watch that shit. Anything they can't figure out, all of a sudden they be like, well, you know, modern scientists have figured out that the ancient ones were in communication possibly with various races of extraterrestrials, civilizations. That's how they hit you with the wordplay. They be like, if they can't figure it out, to hide us from us, they be like, quick, they'll hit you with scientists have discovered that the ancient ones were in a state of consistent communication, potentially, because they still don't let you know nothing, potentially with ancient extraterrestrial civilizations. Right, and they'll leave you right there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you like that. Mind fuck you like that and never come home. You see what I'm saying? Y'all be tripping about the goddesses, you know, goddesses, females, I mean, y'all tripping about niggas fucking y'all and doing y'all wrong and leaving. What about how they mind fucked us and never came home? At least if niggas come home, we come back. If a nigga fuck up, nigga be, hey, I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get it right next time though. But I'm back though. You know what I'm saying? They mind fucked and never came home. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't even tripping. You feel me? We cool with it. Like, shit, you know, shit. It's like, damn, y'all, hold on, y'all. You feel me? Goddesses get on their ass the way y'all get on niggas' ass now around here. You feel me? You know, shit. I'm just saying, y'all. We gotta make it make sense. Because, like, this is how they hide us from us. You feel me? They use them words. They niggas dumb. These niggas don't know shit. Goofy ass niggas. We'll tell them this. They'll they laugh about it with over crackers and cheese and tea. You hear me? It's, Harvey, did you see what we told them last week? The niggas fell for it. You know what I'm saying? They already know. Like niggas like niggas ain't gonna read. Niggas we done primed them good. They ain't finna sit and read. And if one of theirs come along and tell them, you definitely ain't gonna believe him. He black. We ain't leaving nobody black. They gonna believe motherfucker white quick. You know what I'm saying? They got us how they got us. Like shit. And if somebody with one of theirs come along to let them know, we primed them so good in fucking school, they'll never listen to him anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it be. Even now, because I can say some shit and niggas get more excited when CNN reveals it. I be like, see what I'm saying? Exactly what I be talking about. Fuck. They gotta validate what I'm saying, folks. You know what I'm saying? You a little more excited than, you know, because you wouldn't be tagging me. You God, yeah, no, you too excited. You thought I was lying. How you know I'm still not lying right now? How you know I ain't lying right now? See what I'm saying? We gotta break away from that. I could have still been lying, but since they validated it, we believed it. Like what? No, nigga. If we ain't gonna believe it, we ain't gonna believe it. Don't let them validate shit, nigga. And if we gonna believe it, we gonna believe it. They don't need to validate shit. That's the fact. Cause I'm not gonna lie to you about shit.